Bridget with cancer was very devastating. She was only 6 years old, and to try to explain that to a six-year-old is very hard. She didn't understand what was going on. They gave her 6 months to live, and for a parent, that is like the most unbelievable thing somebody can tell you. One day, this family, this couple, Tracy and Kenny from Andreas Closet, came to visit my daughter. And I remember clearly Tracy asking me, "What's the one thing that you really want?" And I told her all I wanted was sleep. That was it. Because I hadn't slept for months. Day and night. It was a 24/7 job. My job was to keep my child alive.
All I saw was a little girl who had nothing to laugh about, nothing to smile about, nothing to really live for at the time. As sick as she was, in an abnormal situation, and being so confined to this one room that she was not allowed to leave. So I had decided from that moment on that I would bring Andreas Closet to Bridget, and I went every day with something for her to pick out.
It was very depressing when I was in the hospital the second time because I was older. I wanted to be, like a normal kid, being with my friends, going to the movies, going shopping. And I didn't get to do none of that, and that's not fair.
I was determined to make this little girl laugh and to smile. And she was just beautiful, beautiful, just so beautiful.
When she went into the hospital, she had to have immediate radiation, and the radiation made her whole entire mouth peel right off, her tongue, her palate, her side of her cheeks, all of her intestines, all the way from her throat down to her bottom. There was times when she'd be bleeding from her eyes, her nose, her ears, her mouth, and she would have to rinse her mouth so that she wouldn't get bacteria or get an infection.
For every time that I do something I don't want to do, I get $1 towards a shopping spree. And so by the time I got out of transplant and I got home, I was able to raise about $400 to $500.
Now Bridget is 13 years old, and she is 2 years out of her transplant. She's cancer-free.
These kids go through so much. We wanted to do something to take away their fears, like a new toy, a shopping spree, a day away, just anything to help get smiles on these kids' faces.
Before we had Andreas Closet, we could offer stickers. We could let them push some buttons to kind of make it enjoyable. Now that we have Andreas Closet, to tell a little kid, come into this bright area where this closet is and pick out the toy, it's amazing. Even when they're doing the procedures, you say, hey, we have this really cool toy chest you get to pick out of. The comfort level, the anxiety goes down tremendously.
Andreas Closet is a closet full of toys from the floor to the ceiling, and the kids get to come in after any procedure in the hospital, or if they're just having a bad day. A lot of times we tell the kids that they're going to be able to go home tomorrow and then they have to stay an extra day. So that's another reason sometimes why they go to Andreas Closet. It's a great way to get them up walking after surgery. So we say, I know you're hurting, but you get to go to walk to Andreas Closet and pick out a prize.
Andreas Closet provides us with an opportunity to give kids a decision, a choice. So when they come into the hospital, we kind of take away their independence from them and tell them they have to get all of these things done. It's nice after a difficult procedure, if they're having a bad day, if they're a new admit, it might be nice to bring them over to Andreas Closet and say, here, make a decision out of 100 things. What do you want the most? This is all about you.
Andreas Closet to me is, first of all, a godsend. I think that this whole program has really dramatically changed the way that we practice pediatrics in the hospital. As a hospitalist, we often have to inflict many painful procedures and uncomfortable things on these children. And I think what Andreas Closet has allowed us to do is to bring some humanity back to that process.
After we do what we need to do to make them feel better, then we can say, let me take you to Andreas Closet and give them a reward.
When Andrea was in the hospital, it was like you could imagine. It was not anything normal. It took over our lives. It wasn't going to work, going home, watching TV, going out and doing things. It was going to work, going to the hospital, going to work, going to the hospital, and it was just, that's the way it was. It was our everyday life. And so we created Andrea's Closet because we know what it was like going through all those hospital visits and stays and treatments. So we wanted to create something to make a difference. It started out with just a toy closet, and now we have all these other programs. We have a financial relief program that'll help families that are struggling while they're in the hospital. We have a burial fund which provides finance for families who have lost their child. The Day Away program helps the family take the focus off the child being in the hospital all the time, and they get to go out and do something that's fun instead. We have laptops for kids, which will help these kids that are in the hospital for long periods of time be able to keep up with their schoolwork and communicate with family and friends.
You never know, as you're dealing with life, whether it's going to be your child, your neighbor's child, your granddaughter, or somebody who's going to be in the hospital next week or tomorrow and need something to make them feel better.
To be able to have the light at the end of the tunnel and it be Andrea's Closet is amazing for the children.
By helping Andrea's Closet today, you're probably helping your own child or your own grandchild 2 years from now.
What Kenny and Tracy mean to me is the world. They're like another set of parents to me. They're family now, and they'll always be with me for the rest of my life.
I've never done this without Andrea's Closet.
Thank you, Andreas Closet, for all you've done for me.
Thank you, Andreas Closet. Thank you, Andreas Closet.